Hi, Dr. Haskell here. I'm a chiropractic physician, certified nutrition specialist, and a certified biofeedback specialist. My practice focuses on functional and energetic medicine. I'm really glad you're viewing this video today. In this video, I'm going to give you some background information on how we assess your body for toxins, infections, physical traumas, and the effects of emotional stress, otherwise known as what's making you sick. When we meet again, you know all about the process we use here at the Energetic Life Center. And really going over this background information now in this video allows us to use all our time at our next session together focused on your health and specific questions. We've developed this process over several years, and it's how we get you back to doing the things that you love in life. If you're like most of the patients that come to the Energetic Life Center, you probably feel like you've seen and done it all in order to get answers and feel better. You've taken supplements, tried detoxes, tolerated special diets, and some of which may have helped to a certain degree, but you still haven't reached a place that feels normal. And you may have forgotten what normal feels like. I promise you today you'll hear something you've never heard before. I should know because I've been in your shoes. I've tried everything too, and really I've been blown away by this process and the effect that it's had on my life and on the life of my patients. I've divided this video into 3 sections as an introduction to our process here at the Energetic Life Center. In part 1, I explain how we find what's making you sick. We'll trace the origins of your health issues to the cellular level and show you how that is crucial to making you well again. In part 2, we'll introduce a new quantum biofeedback device, pretty cool stuff, that we've added to our process that helps us to measure your health on the cellular level. We'll go over the science behind the quantum biofeedback machine and how it helps us assess what's wrong and what your body needs to get well. In part 3, we'll go over what to expect at your next appointment. As I told you in my last video, I suffered from severe chronic fatigue at the age of 29. I started my healing process with hopeful trepidation. I remember sitting out by a pool as I began my detoxification and dietary changes. I was just so exhausted and mentally drained at that time. I looked up at the sky and I said a prayer, God, please let this work for me. Please let this be the solution. I knew it would take time. I knew that detoxification could cause some discomfort, but I knew I needed to bring home and hope to this equation, a belief that this process could help me if I followed through. In the first month, I experienced some detoxification effects, which included flu-like symptoms, a temporary increase in fatigue, and digestive discomfort. Yet after a month, I could feel my body begin to get stronger and steadily improve. I felt the biggest jump in my 3rd month, and I steadily improved for the rest of the year. One of my greatest joys was rollerblading by the beach in South Florida. By the end of the year, I was able to rollerblade longer and farther than I ever had. Not only that, but my mental focus had returned. I no longer had chronic fatigue. I got my life back. So let's get started on your healing process. At this point in your process, I've already met with you, ordered your lab tests, and collected your medical history. I'm going to use all of those things to go deeper. We will combine the best of functional medicine with the power of energetic medicine, which I'm going to explain to you right now and how that works. So in this first part, we're going to look at how do we find out what's making you sick. Well, we all learned in the 5th grade that everything on the planet is made up of atoms. And atoms are made up of protons and electrons with electric charges. Basically, everything in the universe on the atomic level is made up of and run by electricity. Our bodies are made up of atoms containing protons and electrons, so we are also electrical beings. Every cell in our bodies at the cellular atomic level is made up of these positive and negative charges. Kind of sounds like a lot to take in, but just if you follow it, basically we're all made up of electricity. That's what we are. Because really our cells, our individual cells themselves, are just like a battery. They have a voltage, an amperage, impedance, and a current. If you stand back and look at the bigger picture, you could see that your cells make up tissues, which make up organs, which ultimately make up your entire body, which at its core is electrical. There is a normal electrical charge to your body, which we call the biofield. As a matter of fact, I have a little thing here that I'd like to keep around that I show. And that's my body generating a current and actually conducting a current. So this normal electrical field, the charge to the body that we call the biofield, is a collection of energetic electrical fields that drive your body. If the charge of your biofield isn't normal, it affects the function down the line of every cell in your body and every chemical reaction in your body. If the electrical charges in your body are not normal, your body is not going to work right. That's just the bottom line, and you're going to get sick. And it's not a way that we've looked at it in the past. It's such a key way to really bring this into the picture. And before we could get the body's biofield back to normal, we have to know what caused the interference and the imbalance in the biofield in the first place. The causes of electrical interference in the body are toxins, chronic infections, emotional stress, and physical trauma. We live in a toxic soup. Toxins include metals, pesticides, and chemicals. Infections could be caused by a chronic virus, bacteria, parasites, yeast, or mold. We all know our daily lives are consumed with emotional stress. Physical trauma includes injuries, but also poor lifestyle choices like eating processed foods. So let's go to the cellular level again. The destabilizing effect of toxins, chronic infections, emotional stress, and physical trauma on the electrical system of the cell causes the cell to become inflamed. This damages cells, which ultimately makes organs work incorrectly and break down. These breakdowns cause hormonal dysfunction, which could result in a host of symptoms: fatigue, brain fog, hair falling out, difficulty losing weight, anxiety, pain, and other very common symptoms that often manifest into mystery illnesses. These chronic conditions slowly but surely eat away at your quality of life. There are two parts to figuring out what is making you sick. First, we have to measure the electrical impulses in your body to find the problem areas. That may sound space-age to you, but I assure you it's not. You're already familiar with a device that measures electrical impulses and stress responses in your body, a lie detector machine. A lie detector machine works using electrodermal sensors to measure mild electrical impulses on the surface of our skin, which changes due to moisture. The moisture of the skin changes according to the body's degree of stress or relaxation. The same technology that is used in the lie detector is also used in biofeedback devices. Biofeedback instruments measure muscle activity, skin temperature, sweat gland activity, respiration, heart rate variability, blood pressure, brain electrical activity, and blood flow. The biofeedback measuring device you are probably most familiar with is an EKG, which measures the electrical frequency waves of your heart, and an EEG, which measures the electrical frequency of the neurons in your brain. As we discussed, every cell has an electrical charge. In fact, every organ, tissue, and gland has its own signature frequency. If you think about it, your heart and brain have frequencies, so doesn't it make sense that the rest of the organs in your body have frequencies as well? Well, conventional medicine measures the electricity of the heart and the brain, but that doesn't mean we can't measure the rest of your body's electrical frequencies. So, you see, we can measure what's going on in your body. Science has brought us the EKG, the EEG, and the lie detector to do that. But measuring is only half the picture. Remember, I said there were two parts to finding what's making you sick. We also have to offer a stressor to see how the body reacts. For a lie detector, that's in the form of questions. If the subject doesn't tell the truth, which are always a good way if you want to find out what's going on in your family, is have one of these at home, we'll rent it to you, is their heart rate increases. They sweat more, their muscles tighten up, and it's registered by the needle moving up and down. This is where our processes at ELC is so much different than what you've already experienced. We have what we call a quantum biofeedback machine in our office that combines all the different ways of measuring your body on the atomic cellular level. This machine has the equivalent of an EKG, EEG, and lie detector all built into one device. It can measure the electrical impulses and stress responses of your body on a cellular level, and it offers stressors to see how your body reacts. We call it the Quantum Biofeedback Device, or the QBFD. So the next part we're going to cover right now is, what is quantum biofeedback? Here is the quantum biofeedback machine. It's that little machine that's sitting over to the right to me, or the QBFD for short. Literally, it consists of hardware attached to a computer that has a special software program. This machine has leads, and these leads are right over here, and different things that we would put onto your body, and that we connect to your body, just like an EKG or a lie detector. These leads measure heart rate, respiration, sweat response, muscle tension, and brainwave response. Like I said, the reason the machine is particularly useful is that it conducts reactivity testing for stressors in your body. Reactivity testing checks the body's response for stressors, like questions do for a lie detector test. So this device has both the measurement component and the stressor component we need to find out what's making you sick. Really, I honestly was not looking to add another device to my practice. If you talk to my associates and people here, they all go, what is he going to get next? But this one was a must-buy, and it's really become the whole focus of our practice. But it's really just helped me and others so much that I really knew I had to invest in it, especially for my more chronic patients. The QBFD also complements my background. I've been working in energy medicine for 20 years and have used numerous techniques and modalities. I've also had extensive training in the use of modern complex homeopathy with a focus on toxicology, which is detoxification on the cellular level. The machine is a tool and gathers lots of data, but how you interpret the data makes a big difference. For example, not every mechanic has the same training or experience. If your mechanic runs your car on the computer, it will generate codes. Mechanics use these codes to figure out what's wrong with your car. A good mechanic could tell you how important a certain code is, whether a sensor needs to be replaced or not. Maybe it's your model of car, something else is really the problem causing that code to come up. But only an experienced mechanic could understand what the codes are saying about the health of your car. My unique training and background allow me to interpret the data that comes out of the QBFD based on the knowledge I've gained over the years. One size fits all just does not work. I'll take the information you've given me in your questionnaires and our initial conversation and your lab work into account when interpreting the data made available by the QBFD. The QBFD identifies where the electrical system in your body isn't working well and what will support it. If your thyroid's not working right, we'll have to make sure that the thyroid electrical charge is correct before you need to take thyroid hormones. That's what we'll be able to identify with this machine. If something is not working right, then we'll have to determine what will restore the normal electric charge of that tissue so that it could function correctly. You might be wondering how we use the QBFD to determine what will help restore the balance in your body. So remember, we said that everything in the universe has its own unique electric signature frequency. That includes toxins, mercury, viruses, yeast, and everything else that causes an imbalance in the biofield. Homeopathics, herbs, vitamins, and nutrients have unique frequencies too. These frequencies are all stored in the computer program. As a matter of fact, the QBFD is able to test 12,500 items against your biofield in less than 4 minutes, pretty amazing, to see which toxins and infections cause a stress response. It collates the data with a unique software program, and then it matches your body's frequencies with the therapies, remedies, and nutrients you need with a bullseye accuracy. Because we test both the whole field and the individual organs and glands, you'll see the whole getting better as you see the parts getting better. As the parts get better, You are getting better to the bottom, you are getting to the bottom of your imbalance. Once we locate the culprits, then we're able to help the body achieve the balance in 3 steps. First, we want to help your body to detox and reduce emotional stress. Secondly, we want to rebuild damaged tissues. And then thirdly, we want to provide the proper amount and type of nutrition. I call this 3-step process Dr. N, or Detox, Rebuild, and Nutrition. I have patients who want to try every detox program and supplement they read about. A lot of these programs are based on cleansing the liver, kidneys, or intestinal tract, and of course there's nothing wrong with doing that. It's a very good process to do, but really they're only dealing with elimination pathways. They don't get down to the key, which is what we do differently here. We get down to detoxing at the level of the cell. This is one of the aspects of our process that is completely different, as I mentioned at the outset of this video. Our process offers detoxification at the cellular level, where the damage is. We use targeted detoxification, tissue support, and nutrition, so your body gets exactly what it needs. The remedies use key components of healthy tissue to rebuild and nourish your organs and glands. These are remedies that are organ-specific, that contain vitamins, nutrients, and key building blocks that are needed to support the tissue. We will give all the nourishment that the organ or gland needs, so it always goes back to functioning normally on its own. The process we use allows you to pinpoint exactly what you need. It will detox at the cellular level, rebuild tissues and organs, and support your nutritional needs. The process also helps your body reduce emotional stress, which is a huge key component. Then we provide counseling to make your life cleaner so you're not adding toxins or emotional stressors back into your body. As a side note, almost all of your remedies may be in a liquid form. We put all of our homeopathics, herbs, and minerals in liquids because they have a much more exacting effect on the system. They're much better absorbed than pills, and also the process used to make the liquid actually has a high affinity for the energetic system of the body. This is why the quantum biofeedback machine is ideal for choosing which therapies, remedies, and nutrients match up with your biofield. The signature of that energy is specific. We also use the QBFD to start treatments during the session to balance your biofield using a gentle electric pulse that begins to improve the function of your organs and glands. It also has a de-stressing program on it that helps your body release toxic stress. So you've already begun the process of detoxifying, de-stressing, and healing the damage even before you leave the office. So you might ask, why would I need therapies or remedies if the machine is balancing me? Which is a great question. But here, the frequency of the machine is giving the body an energetic blueprint of what a healthy organ or gland will look like in balance. As we discussed, the QBFD matches the body's frequencies to the remedies with frequencies that stop the stress response in your body. The machine is going to make a corrective, gentle, electric signal and keep correcting it until it finds a match that starts healing the damage to your electrical system. With a treatment, we give your energetic system the blueprint that it has to be reminded of, which allows the remedies to do their work. It is a booster of your healthy, balanced blueprint that you take at home every day. The remedies combine with the treatment synergistically. That's why this process has proven to be so effective. So part 3, what to expect. I hope you're excited about the answers we could get for you with our process here at the Energetic Life Center. Your session on the quantum biofeedback machine will take about an hour and a half. During that time, we'll identify the key toxins, infections, emotional stresses, and physical traumas that are affecting your body, the key organs and glands we want to rebuild, and the key nutritional support your body needs to begin healing. We'll be giving you therapy to start the process in the office as well as your remedy regimen to take home with you that day. You'll be taking those remedies for about a month. In the beginning, because your body needs a tremendous amount of support, you might be seen weekly until you begin to feel better. Then you will usually come in every 3 to 4 weeks. Also, you will need to take about 4 to 5 remedies at a time. It won't be forever, and they're super easy to take. But it's important to know that they are needed to help you heal. The patients who decide to work with me, usually after doing the more focused care, will be seen about 1 time a month for 6 months, which gets most people back on their way to a much more vibrant life filled with activities that bring them joy. For many of my patients, I also recommend other modalities, including chiropractic, acupuncture, craniosacral therapy, or emotional support to enhance the healing process. All my patients who do best have a team working with them. But the bottom line is, unless you take care of detoxing at the cellular level, as we've been talking about on this video, your progress will be minimal. That's because undiscovered toxins, infections, emotional stresses, and physical traumas will inhibit your progress in other healing modalities. And that's why no matter how many things you've tried, they haven't worked, because you likely were just barely scratching the surface, not addressing the root cause, which is an imbalance at the cellular level. Through all my experience with patients and my own personal experience spanning 20 years, I found that cellular detoxification is the true solution to countless problems, and that the process we've created has been the most effective thus far. This is everything you need to know before your first quantum biofeedback session. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking so forward to working with you. And this is Dr. Haskell signing off for now and looking very forward to seeing you soon.